that championship level team, we got to do it every single night against every team and prove to not just the Raptors and Golden State that we can play with them. And we got to prove it to every team in the league that we can really bury them. So that's just the confidence that we got to have in the mindset. So I think we're getting it.
You've been in their shoes, though. I mean, you've been the young guy, and you've had older players pull you aside and tell you what you thought they think you need to do, but you didn't think you needed to do.
Yeah.
How tough is that to translate the message?
Well, I mean, you know, I tell you one thing, and obviously this is something that it was a big deal for me because I had to call Bron, you know, and tell him, like, you know, I apologize for being that young player that wanted to everything at his, you know, at his fingertips, and I wanted everything to be at, you know, my threshold. I wanted to be the guy that led us to championship. I wanted to be the leader. I wanted to be all that, and you know, the responsibility of being the best player in the world and leading a team is something that's not meant for many people. And Bron was one of those guys that came to Cleveland and tried to really show us what it's like to win a championship, and it was hard for him. And sometimes getting the most out of the group, it's not the easiest thing in the world. And like I said, only few are meant for it or chosen for it. And you know, I feel like the best person to call was him because, you know, he's been in this situation. You know, he's been there with me where I've been the young guy of, you know, being a 22-year-old kid and, you know, won everything right now. You know, coming off an All-Star year starting, and then, you know, this heck of a presence comes back, and now I got to adjust my game to this guy. And, you know, you take it personal, but at the end of the day, he just wants what's best, and he has a legacy he wants to leave, and he has a window he wants to capture. So I think what that brought me back to was like, all right, how do I get the best out of this group of the success they had last year, and then helping them realize what it takes to win a championship. Oh, relax. relax. We're good. All right, relax, okay? What's up? One question at a time, because when you bring up Bron, of course, it brings extra credit.
What did you say time you guys talked?
When did you call him?
I called him after the Orlando, after we came into Orlando when we broke.
What did he say to you when you talked to him?
Well, obviously our conversation was private, but I gave you a great,
Okay.
great synopsis of what the conversation was like. So
True that.
there was just a lot of responsibility that I had to take as a young player, being in that shoes, and then understanding where our young guys are and how much responsibility I have to help teach them things and help them do the little things to win a championship.
How did you kind of come to that realization that your comments were hurting or whatever you came to the realization?
Well, I don't think they were hurtful, because I think my intent was really just set in stone that I want to win. And I don't think probably it came out the best way that I wanted to. And, you know, coming to that point, you know, I've been on a team where things have been said publicly, and it's not the best way to get the most out of the group. And, you know, you do everything as the leader of the team to get the most out of the group, and sometimes it may not be received as well as you would like. And, you know, you just got to live with that, you know, and you got to live what everyone says, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And, you know, being in this position is something new for me, you know, so I take it with a grain of salt, you know, and I just enjoy all of this. So, you know, having that moment to be able to call a guy like that, where, you know, we've been through so much, you know, where we won a championship together. We're the one of 31 teams, 32 teams to ever do something like that, and it took a lot. And, you know, to think that our road could have been easier, you know, and now I'm in this position. I asked for this, and I want this, and I want the responsibility, and I take it on full force. But it's also good to reach out for help and really take responsibility for what you've done in your career. It takes a real man to go back and look, you know, call somebody and be like, hey, man, like, I was young. You know, I made some mistakes. I wasn't seeing the big picture like you were. I didn't have the end of the season in mind. I just wanted to get my stats and, you know, make all-star games. Like, and, you know, in his career, it means like this much at that point. So it's like, you know, so it's just good, you know, and it gave me a peace of mind, too, to go about what I got to go do. And, you know, obviously I'm going to be competing against him, the best, and everybody else in the league, but it was good.
So him being